Hey everyone, as my crypto portfolio is getting fucking wrecked, it's giving me some time on my hands to make a video rather than looking at my Delta app every few seconds and bursting into tears. So I thought I would make a quick video on why I think blockchain and cryptocurrency is important. If it wasn't important, I'd have left, I'd have just sold it all and gone and done something else. But I haven't, so it must mean I believe in it. So here's why. I'm going to do that by showing you two pictures. One is showing you a centralized world, which I think we reasonable portrayal of what a world we currently live in, and the second one is a potential decentralized world that we could live in if blockchain tech or another version of blockchain tech takes over. So centralized world, this is relatively UK specific, but applies in general terms to everywhere else, I should imagine. So you got Mr. Individual here. So he currently got a job, he's very lucky, so he provides his resource to his place of work, and his place of work very kindly takes tax from his wages directly and pays it directly to the government. He doesn't get a chance to see it or earn it. Unless you're self-employed, you might get a year's grace in calculating it, but typically the work deducts it from source. But you do get some pay. So if you get paid, you don't really get paid in cash anymore, so you have to get paid into your current account. So all these boxes in orange represent financial service or financial products that are offered to us by banks, financial services. They're obviously offered to us with fees and charges attached, whether that's direct charges, something you pay, or whether it's commission based. Somewhere or another you're paying for it, whether it be a spread of interest rates, etc., etc. So our wages are going to go straight into our current account. If we are lucky to have an account that pays any interest whatsoever, we are taxed on that. So if you do get any income tax, if you do get any interest, you'll pay income tax on that, and again it's deducted usually at source by the bank and paid directly to the government. Similarly, any other income you may receive is maybe does some work on the side, or if any other income he receives, you have to pay tax on that. Again, income tax is mandatory. If you go out to the shops and you want to buy some nice TV, computer equipment, you're going to pay VAT. You're going to get taxed on that as well, and which is also mandatory. If you run a business, you might have some grace in getting paying only the difference or the balance of your ingoings and outgoings in tax, but ultimately you're still going to be paying VAT to the government, or at least collecting tax on their behalf. So similarly, if he's got any assets, if he's lucky, he'll have a house, car, and if he's really lucky, he'll have more than £3 left in his Bitcoin portfolio. If you make a killing on any investments you've got, then you're also going to have to pay capital gains, which is also mandatory. Another tax you're levied on you. If you've got a car, you're going to need to insure that car. So you'll pay tax on your insurance premiums also. You'll also have to pay road tax to actually drive it on the roads. If you insure any other item for your house, life for even, you're also going to pay insurance premium tax, which is mandatory, deducted at source. So as you can see, everybody's taking a slice of what this guy does. So he goes to work, and everybody takes a slice. So he's going to provide you, or these guys are going to provide you with products, and they're going to take a slice of income from you. They're automatically going to deduct tax from you and give it to the government. So you can see the government and banks and financial services do pretty well out of this guy working. That's all he's doing, just working, and then they take a huge slice, or they're involved in your life. So this is the centralized world. This is how it currently stands. So let's take a look at blockchain, or distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrency, call it what you will, and what that potentially means, or what the potential is for this technology. So what is the difference, and what difference do I think that'll make? Well, let's assume that he's still got a job and he provides resource to his place of work, and he gets paid, but he's not going to get paid into any kind of bank account. Let's say he gets paid directly into his store of value, which for this could be Bitcoin, could be Cardano, could be anything else. Whatever that is going to go into a store of value, into a cryptocurrency. He owns that, and he is in complete control of where that goes. So again, same situation if he goes and buys goods and services. Let's just say again, all goods and service providers are also all integrated with the blockchain or cryptocurrency. They will also have their own store of value. So if he wants to go and buy goods and services, he will instruct a payment from his source of value to the store's source of value. No further interference required, no settlement required, no financial products required. It's a direct payment from one person to another. That's it. That's all you need. So his assets, he's still got his house and his car and investments. Let's say Bitcoin's gone up 1%. He's got some more Bitcoin to spend. This could be any amount, but he's still got them. But one of the key things on this diagram that's different to before is mortgages, house insurance, car insurance, life insurance, which was previously provided by banks, financial services. Well, how can we do that in a decentralized world? Well, it's currently being worked on. There are companies out there. There's ETHLend. There's all kinds of lending companies or doing ICOs based on Ethereum tokens that are looking at decentralized crowdfunding or insurance models. Very, very new concepts. Some are not particularly well thought out, I don't think, in my opinion, but they're starting. They're being thought of. So we move away from a source who are going to guarantee or a centralized source of insurance to a more decentralized model. Again, how that works, we can wait to see, but this is, again, in the future. Potentially that could be the case. It certainly does lend itself more towards a smart contract type situation rather than a strict cryptocurrency use case, but I think it's coming. We obviously, there's so many factors to consider here, like trust, identification of people, and tying that trust to that identification of a person to make sure they can't scam this decentralized funding crowds. All to be thought of, but that's potentially how it could work. But what you'll notice in this kind of decentralized world is these guys, government and financial services, they've got no access. We've got no need. We've got no need for them if in this particular scenario. That's not to say they won't try and get involved, or they won't try and collect tax, but look at currencies like Monero, any kind of privacy coins. How are they going to tax you if they can't prove that it's you? If you own a commodity or an asset that they actually can't tie to your identity, how are they going to tax you or calculate what tax you owe? I'm not saying you shouldn't be paying any tax, but what I'm saying is how they're going to know. It's a lot less integrated with the government than before. Like, as it stands now, whatever you do, the government know about it and will deduct at source, or will deduct whatever through whatever activity you're involved in without you having any say about whatsoever. This changes the goalposts. So with that in mind, I think that's good for two reasons. A, it gives more control to the individual. I think that's important. I think individuals should have that choice. It doesn't mean you shouldn't pay taxes or you should avoid taxes, but it certainly gives you that choice. If the government have lost a stream of revenue, then they need to offer a better proposition in how they spend the money that they do collect. Do they really want to go and start wars or bail out failed organisations if they're more responsible or accountable to us? Possibly not, I would argue. Same for banks and financial services. We don't need them anymore. If I want to pay somebody across the globe, whoever I want, I don't need to ask their permission or to use their clearing facilities. I can just do it. It gives the individual more control. So this is why I think blockchain is important. It's more of a philosophical point than a financial one. Obviously, the financial gains in the current market are, or at least were, quite remarkable. I think they will be there again because I think the genie's out of the bottle. To quote John McAfee, not that I really like quoting that guy, but I think he was right when he said the genie's out of the bottle. And I think the value will only roller coaster from here while it's finding its feet, while people are getting their heads around the idea of the technology. But I think we'll get back to where we were before and beyond. I think the potential is huge. So that is why I think blockchain and cryptocurrency is important. So again, while I'm always weeping at my portfolio performance at net right now, I'm still confident and of the technology and where it's going to go. That's what I think. What do you think? What is your main focus or main drive for getting involved in cryptocurrency? Is it something along the same lines, or do you think something different? I'd be interested to know your thoughts. I'm going to try and do more videos, keep up with current events and all the kind of ramblings and obviously very shit posting. So if you're interested in hearing more, like and subscribe. I'm also going to do a tutorial on launching your own coin, which I've managed to do recently, just for an experiment so I can understand all the mechanisms of it. So I thought it'd be useful to do a video tutorial of showing people how to clone coins and release one and start mining. I thought that'd be useful for people to know. So stay tuned.